Okay, so I'm on the layer, and what I want to do now is start working on the octopus, and I can do that fairly easily. I'm going to turn off my alpha so that I have more of a rounder brush. Also going to lower my focal shift and draw size down. I think I'll bring the intensity up. Yeah, so I want something a bit more like this happening. You could just march right in there and just start, painting in the tentacle if you want. Another way of doing this that is a little bit more controlling is where you work with the mask. So by holding down the control key, I'm able to actually paint in my mask. The only thing is, if you notice, I have a very tight radius on my focal shift right now, whereas when I select the mask, the radius changes. So I'm going to Control Z back, and I'm going to also bring this down to approximately the same, minus 79. And then I'm going to use that now for my masking. The cool part is now when I paint the mask, I have the freedom of literally just focusing on the shape and not worrying about the opacity or the strength of my brush. All I'm concerned with is just getting the general shape in here. Okay, so I have another tentacle from the concept art that comes in like this, and then over here. And it's totally okay if you make a mistake, because I'm going to show you how you correct that in a moment. Alright, so we want to come up higher. This should actually come close to the top, and then down. And then we have this tentacle right here, has essentially that shape happening. Perfect. Okay. Now the bottom, that one comes in all the way around like this. That's a fun shape. And then we have this one coming in from the side, coming up here and down. So let's just wrap right around to the back, and this is going to be interesting. How about we have our octopus's head somewhat here, and of course his tentacles are traveling through. Awesome. Now we're dealing obviously with 4 tentacles at this point, and we need a couple of more. We don't really have to have all 8. It's not necessary. Let's just see what we could come up with here. So how about let's put one in over here and another one this way. And I think we'll just finish it off here. So now we have 7. We may as well go ahead and put in our 8th. Make this one curled. Great. Okay. So we have everything we're looking for. I think I'm going to just fill in the head a little bit more over here. And now we're ready to actually refine it. Even though most of this actually came out pretty good and I'm happy with it, what I want to do is just tighten it up a little bit. So I'll hold down my mask once again, and I'm just going to tap. By tapping on the screen, it reverses the image. It gives me the ability now to come back in here and clean up the mask. So any areas that are imperfect, maybe we made a mistake somewhere in the painting, we want to clean that up. I have the ability to do that. I definitely do want to keep some of the tentacles off of these binding areas, so I am going to paint those over. Okay. So the only thing that remains at this point is for me to tighten this up in some of the areas. The edges are a bit soft. I want to bring that in tight and then come around like that. I'm going to actually bring this all the way around. I'm not going to worry about this area right now. Just want to make sure I get this curve the way I want it. Just clean that up a little bit more. And then we have this one. So clean that one up. Again, I don't get too concerned about this because I could always go back. So tighten this one up. And come on the inside of it. Spin that around. Come back. And bring that around. Great. Not worried about the other areas. Clean those up later. Whoops. Let's get this one back in the way we want it. Excellent. So as far as the front cover goes, that one's nice and tight. I'll just focus a little bit on the side. Okay, I think we're done with the masking. One of the things I want to do, just to be on the safe side, is to save at this stage and definitely save as a new version. This way, if I need the mask file for any reason, I have the file available to me.